All right, good to see everybody. We're moving and shaking today, so we'll get right to it.
Do you get on the field at all today or tomorrow?
We do like basically just a walkthrough on each side, special teams.
And then what does tomorrow look like?
Tomorrow we'll be a little bit more. It's kind of like today's like a Wednesday Tuesday combo platter or Monday combo platter. Tomorrow's a Wednesday Thursday combo platter. Wednesday's a Friday Saturday combo.
You guys have, going into yesterday's game, you were last in the NFL in fourth down attempts, but toward the top in fourth down conversions. I'm curious what's led to that disparity.
Means we're converting on fourth down. That's pretty cool. We're just doing what we need to do to try to win the game. It's not. I mean, nowadays, like dang near every fourth down is a net positive in terms of expected values. But like, at what point is it strongest? At what point do you feel like that's what you need to do to win the game? You know, I mean, we have like. I mean, every drive we're probably in a go at a certain yardage in dang near every drive at a certain point. You know, obviously you're not going to do it in minus territory. We just haven't really gotten in those situations that much.
You guys only had one game in the first, I think, 10 maybe, where you didn't have any turnovers, and I think 2 of the last 4 you've had no turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's also been a little bit rocky at times. How much of an emphasis is it to, reduce turnovers, but also maintain some of the explosiveness you guys had earlier?
Yeah, we just I think it's a tribute to our guys and trying to take care of the ball. So I think Sam's making really smart decisions. I thought he played a really good game yesterday. Our runners have taken care of the football, which has been great. And it's just something we want to attack every day. And I think the guys realize that when we do take care of the football, how good of a football team we are and what our record is. So it's kind of everything involved, just like a constant evolution as well, I'd say.
3 games without a first half touchdown. How do you kind of manage that and see those scores without forcing the issue too much?
Yeah, I think this is one of those like results versus process thing. Yeah, we're not getting the results we want. Okay, you can't just say let's start better. Like let's go back to see, how we're doing our openers, how much we're carrying, what we feel like the guys can execute at a high level. How do we diagnose what their game plan is as soon as we possibly can? I mean, there's a lot of things going on there, and that's on the table right now. We're working through it, just like any other thing that's happened that is kind of falling short to the standard that we want to achieve, and we're working through it. So, but I think there's some things on the process end that will yield better results.
Scripting fewer or more plays on the table?
No, just how much we're carrying, what we're asking the guys to do. How clear can we be on the front end of what we're going to be doing early in games? I think Clint's done a tremendous job scripting throughout the year. We're in a little bit of a funk right now, and let's keep attacking it so we can get out of it.
Where are you falling between the improv of the game versus the script at the start? Do you lean heavily on the script and on the plan, or do you fail that pretty quickly?
I don't think there's a steadfast philosophy. I think you just got to feel it. Like, hey, I think maybe we're doing some things that hadn't really fallen our way, and so let's stick to it. Or hey, like maybe some things that we assumed going into the game aren't necessarily true. So maybe we do need a little bit more of a shift. That happens as a whole team. It happens on each side of the ball. That's happened in kind of every game, and it's kind of evolves through each game. Honestly.
Is that unilateral? Do you have time with your staff to decide that in the midstream like that, or do you just decide on how you feel?
Kind of both. Yeah, both. I mean, yeah, if I feel a certain way, I'll let the guys know. If sometimes as you're asking them questions on how they feel, or sometimes it just happens naturally too. Like I think everybody kind of feels it sometimes. Like defensive, we all kind of felt, how we had to shift our game plan, and guys were trying to come up with solutions and things like that.
Sounds like it's pretty fluid, but typically, how much of will you go into a game scripting how much of the start of the game on offense? The first.
I mean, there's a significant amount of openers, you know, and you don't always get to them. Sometimes you get to them later, you know. Everybody's different, you know. Clint has what he prefers, and I like the way we do it. Honestly, I really do.
Bill Walsh is famous for his first 15. Is it about 50? I know maybe state secret. You don't get to tell us how many, but how many is it often?
Yeah, it's a certain amount of plays that we want to get to start the game. Yeah.
What did you see out of the running game yesterday when you went back and looked at that?
Yeah, I think look, it's not we didn't run it the way we wanted to. It's kind of a little bit of everything right now, so it's a little bit late in the year right now to be saying that. So I think we got to pick it up, really on all fronts. So.
Now that you've had a chance to watch the tape, what were your thoughts on the way that the pass protection looked, particularly the first half when you guys were having issues staying?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a leading question. I mean, like, look, they had some pressures that they hit. They had some pressures that they didn't. Some of them are good scheme by them. Some of them are us is bad execution by us. You got to go play ball. You know, you got to call what's run. You got to execute our system. Part of what's great about our system is we're not just, you know, we're not spending 8,000 years trying to, you know, solve every protection riddle known to mankind so our guys can go play fast. And I love that about us. You know, we change our protections and they have different stress points and things. And sometimes cost of doing business is we're going to have to throw hot, and that happens. And sometimes we pick it up and we gash people, you know. So it's really a function of how well we can execute our stuff. And so.
When you saw it on tape, what did you think of how Jalen played in his first game back?
Yeah, good job coming back. I mean, look, we just got to play a little bit better on offense. You know, it's just kind of everybody involved, and same thing on defense. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that we're going to try to fix in a short amount of time. I think you got to pick your spots in all phases. Like offensively, let's pick the things that we want to nail this week, and you know, do that with the limited amount of reps we have, and we'll be just fine. We just got to stick to our process. It's just is what it is.
Do you expect Torrey Horton back this season?
We'll see about Torrey. He's kind of just taking it as he improves right now. So he's got some hurdles he's got to get over, and we'll wait to see him get over those hurdles. But if he gets over them, then we could get him back.
Is he making progress as far as from what you can tell so far?
He's got to get over the hurdles he's got to get over.
Do you know any more about Charles Cross at all? Or?
Yeah, I was kind of playing it like it's kind of be a little cheeky this morning, but it's a hamstring. We're just trying to gather the info right now, kind of exhausting all options to see how fast we can get him back.
This will be the fourth Thursday night game that you've had to prepare for since you became a head coach.
Yep.
Has that process evolved some for you now that you've had several of these and being in a different position?
Yeah, we kind of whittle away at our schedule and get feedback every time and make some adjustments. Billy Nays has been awesome on that front. Leslie's been helpful. Leadership squad's been really helpful. It's also, I think, it depends on kind of where you're at in the season, on how much you're going to do. Like later in the season, it's probably harder to get revved up a little bit. Early in the season, you might try to get a couple, you know, full speed reps. So the plan this week is to walk through the whole week and kind of leave some wiggle room on Wednesday in case we want to get some timing done, especially in the pass game.
Is it possible for Charles to play Thursday?
I'd say it's possible.
Mike, you shouted out Brian Ayers after the game. He's the guy who was here before you got here and presumably you didn't have any relationship with. For a job like that requires a lot of relationship and trust between you two, like how quickly did you recognize, hey, this is a guy I want to have here and could be really important to me? Yeah, it was. I mean, he came very well, or like very highly recommended by John and everybody else in the building. So, you know, that obviously carries a lot of weight. And then as you get to know him, and just like I'd say, like what I said to the team yesterday is like talking about chasing edges. Is just really that mentality that you have to have in that position. And it's just really clear, really early that was his mentality about how he wanted to approach these things. It's a job that he hasn't necessarily had. Like the full scope of that responsibility before, and he just really attacked it. And like from my perspective, that's all. When you give people responsibility, that's what I'm looking for. Is, you know, what's the attitude? Like, are we really just diving deep and trying to make it come to life the best we can to help the team in any aspect? You know, you name the job, that's what we're looking for.
And Brian's been a great example of how to attack it and make it his own, add his personality to it, his own flavor, and he's just done a great job.
On that note, second to last possession for you guys when you were trailing, I think 13-12, and you had the long drive, 82 yards, whatever it was. It seemed like you guys were not, you know, in quick pace. It seemed like you were kind of like making that maybe a final drive kind of thing. What was if that's the case, what was kind of the thought process
we
there?
just felt at that point our normal operation was our best chance to move the ball and ultimately we were trying to score a touchdown, obviously, you know, and that's why we did it. You know, now is there an outcome where maybe you get a first down right there, and I think the first down line was at like the 4 maybe, and you know, now you're almost like in 4 minutes and trying to score a touchdown. Like, that was part of our calculus, but we were really just trying to do what we could to score a touchdown, give us the best chance to do it.
Mike, what's helped the chemistry between Rashid and Sam?
Just a function of reps. Just a function of reps. Just his attitude every day. Get the reps. Make sure every rep is meaningful. Now it's not, you know, this time of year you don't get a ton of full speed reps. You know, you gotta manage our practice output and things like that. So you just got to make the most of what you get. It's going to take time, and I think that's what you're seeing.
Another part of that kickoff return is how he just ran straight up the sideline, both for time and straight line distance. Was that the call?
That was part of the call, and I thought it was a good decision by him. So kind of all the above on that one.
You guys have been pretty good statistically on third down the last 3 or 4 games before yesterday, and then yesterday I think 13% or whatever. Is there a rhyme or reason for that, or when you kind of went back and looked at the third downs, kind of what happened?
Yeah, it's funny. Like we get questions about like where we fall short, and it's like, look, if I knew that was going to be a problem, we wouldn't do it. You know, we would do the opposite. So we thought we had a good plan, and we didn't get it done. So like, can we game plan it better? Yeah, maybe. Can we call it better? Yeah, maybe in some spots. Can we execute better? Yeah, you know.
Rookie defensive linemen that have not necessarily got that many reps on the field, and then Rylie Mills comes back and gets in there in the first game. What is it about him that made you guys want to get him out there quickly?
Well, I mean, we're coming down the stretch, and we really want him to be part of the equation here, coming down into the last quarter of the season, and he showed in practice that we felt like he was executing at a high level, so we felt like it was warranted for him to get the reps, and he's been all cleared healthy, you know, physically. So there was really nothing holding him back going to the game, and I'm glad we did it. You know, I'm glad now he's got some reps under his belt going into this game, and you know, going into the next couple weeks.
What's the biggest challenge especially with a rookie, trying to get him up to speed when you only have a few games left, particularly in the trenches? What's the biggest challenge trying to get him acclimated so that he can produce for you?
It's not what to do at Rylie. It's just block recognition and getting used to the speed of the game. It's the same thing like with Shaheed. It's just, you know, just on a different like level. It's going to take reps and making sure we're taking advantage of all those things, you know, so we can go play the way he knows how.
Position and role wise.
Abe is okay to my knowledge.
I'm sorry. Just with Mills, like with his position and his role, what do you see him doing? Is there some carryover with what you have Leonard do?
Well, we feel like he can play the A gap too. Probably more than we're putting Leo, you know, in the A gap. So, but he's got to keep on coming on. You know, I think Peely's been playing well. I mean, you know, now that we have Jay Reed back, Jay Reed can play both. So, I mean, if we can get him rolling, we got a pretty good front that we can put out there.
He was primarily end at Notre Dame, right? Did he do any A gap you saw?
He did a little bit, but it was yeah, you're right. He was mostly like a 3 to 4 eye. I mean, the guy's 300 pounds, he's strong as an ox. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be able to do it.
Did you, throughout this whole process, have the carrot of keep working? We're going to put you in this season. This isn't a redshirt season, or you just played that as it went?
Well, that's tribute to our docs. You know, just being able to diagnose that. You know, and then John making the decision to bring him in the off, you know, during the draft process to really figure out what was going on, and they nailed it. You know, I thought they nailed the timeline, and then, you know, our trainers and Rylie making it come to life too. It's easy to slap a timeline on it, as we know, you know, and then, you know, but to hit the timeline is a whole nother animal. So, but that was the idea the whole time, was that, hey, let's try to get him back at the down the stretch.
The play Nick had on the screen where he gets off blocking.
Yeah, tremendous play.
I guess it seems like every game now he's having a few of these splash plays. Like, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because it's kind of like a big play that's not like a splash play, but I mean, it's like the old school like Oklahoma drill. You got like 2 blockers in front of you. You got to beat those guys, get the guy with the ball. I mean, some high-powered stuff, man. That was a great play.
That was an all-pro that was blocking him. What is it about him that he's not fazed by who he's playing, what he's playing, what position?
Yeah, you said it. I think that's just his mentality. Like, just you really want our team to. I want our team to have that mentality of like, you've heard it from me every week. It's just, how can we go play our best ball all the time, regardless of circumstances, what we're shooting for.
Any favorite plays for you on the back at the game stood out to you?
It's kind of weird because I haven't thought about it here in like 2 hours, which feels like an eternity. I thought the play we made on the 3rd down in the last drive was a really tremendous play. The play Ernest made on the running back screen a few plays earlier was a tremendous play. Definitely didn't account for them running the ball in that situation. I think they checked to it, and we weren't in a great defense to stop the run, and our guys really made it come to life there. It was awesome.
What did you think of just how the pass rush played yesterday?
I mean, he's throwing it in like 0.3 seconds. I thought the guys played hard, did a good job. Probably needed to force more. It's easy to say we got to rush the passer, but like, how many times they're going to drop back? Like they're going to go run, and it's hard to get negative plays in that run scheme. I'll tell you what, like Byron Murphy. This isn't your question, but Byron Murphy played a tremendous football game. He was absolutely dominant. Probably single-handedly won us the football game on defense. I mean, he absolutely played lights out. I know I didn't answer your question, but it's worth mentioning.
After the Rams game, you said that you wanted, I can't remember how you worded it, but you said you wanted Sam to keep ripping it, and it sounded like you were saying you didn't want him to not be aggressive. What have you thought of just the way that he's approached, the last month or so in that regard?
Well, I would just say it just like I want Sam to play like I want our football team to play, is decisive, shocking, and relentless. So have it be really clear on what you want to do in the game, in that play. So go rip it. Shocking is like, hey, it's the execution. It's the beauty in the details. It's all the preparation that feeds into those basic fundamentals that make it come to life, and then just stick at it. We're just not going to stop. And Sam's demonstrated those things.
You said that Byron was lights out yesterday. What were the things that maybe we wouldn't see that he did to fulfill his job?
I mean, this guy's taken on multiple blockers and making plays and being stout and making relentless like effort plays. It's remarkable what he's able to do. It really is. He's just remarkable. He's just playing really great football.
Did you appreciate Nick showing some restraint on his mid suplex?
Yeah, that was great. Another great play, and just I mean, that's really indicative of his growth, right? Just look, I mean, wasn't quite cost doing business on Jeff. Like, could have definitely made a smarter decision in that moment, but I mean, when you're going to live on the edge like that, like I don't think it was like he's not making like it wasn't like a selfish decision or I'm trying to like hurt him. He's on the edge, and that's how we want to play on defense. And sometimes you have to learn kind of how to handle that, when you want to play right there. And that's just a great example of how we want to play. Hey, right up to the edge. All right, and let's go to the next play.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.